Hello everyone. Welcome to Mind Speak on Herald Global. I am Saimik Sen. Joining us today, Mr. Indraneil Sengupta, an Indian film and television actor and model known for his versatile roles in movies like 1920, Kahani, Hatyapuri, and many more, making significant contributions to the entertainment industry. Thank you so much for taking out this time for us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today.
Same here, same here.
Okay, so let me begin by asking you, what inspired you to pursue a career in acting?
Nothing inspired me, honestly. I have been an accidental actor.
Okay,
I was into education, and then I worked in a corporate firm for a year. It happened that because I was always inclined towards physical fitness. So at one
sure.
point of time, because of friends and all, I started modeling at a very local level, and from
Okay,
there I got into national modeling, and from there, from modeling, then the next logical step ahead is to get into acting. So that's how, otherwise, I have never dreamt of being an actor, nor have I really ever had a dream of becoming an actor. So it has happened. But now, of course, I like my profession, I like the craft of it. But how it happened was all by chance.
okay. So let's talk about Feluda. Feluda is an emotion for all Bengalis across the globe. Okay,
Right.
so playing such an iconic character, how was the feeling like?
Oh, it was amazing. Like I have been wanting to play Feluda for quite a few years now. Definitely, once I have become an actor, and since I started working in Bengali cinema, after that only this dream ever occurred to me that I could also be Feluda. Before that, it never occurred to me because I was doing only Hindi stuff in Hindi in the national belt. So I once I started doing Bengali cinema, that's the only time when I thought that Feluda is something which could be within my reach. And that was facilitated by Mr. Soumitra Chatterjee, who is no more with
Uh-huh.
us. So I was shooting for a film with him, and that's the time when he told me that you should go and visit Shondip Rai because he told me that apparently Shobbosati Chakraborty doesn't want to continue for too long playing Feluda, and he would be looking for a new Feluda. Shondip Rai would be looking for a new Feluda, and he told me that I feel you could fit the bill very well. So that is the first time it ever, I got the whole dream happening because someone else prompted it for me. And then I met him and told him about my interest in playing Feluda whenever he casts next. And it went through a lot of ups and downs. It went there was someone else was chosen first, then again it was changed, and then they approached me. By that time, I was under the legal obligation of something else that I was playing that
Okay,
time, and then COVID struck. So this thing, I was supposed to be Feluda since 2016, but
okay.
finally we ended up doing it in 2021. So anyway, but yeah, all is well that ends well. So finally, I'm Feluda. I'm very happy about it.
So Feluda of Hottapuri is very different in terms of the vibe, which I simply loved it. Okay, like as compared to the predecessors who have played the character. Okay,
Right,
what did you
right.
think? What was there in your mind when you decided to play this character to make it look very natural and different?
So see, the biggest mistake that as an actor you could ever do is to emulate another actor. That's the
Sure,
biggest mistake. So because all actors are different human beings, we
true.
bring our own personalities into the picture. Even if I talk big by saying that I have completely transformed myself into a character, it's a lie. You know that because it is not possible. We have lived our lives for 30, 40 years to completely take out Indraneil Sengupta from any character that I play is practically impossible. And any actor who claims so that he or she is able to do that is absolutely lying through their teeth. So the first and foremost thing was not to try and make it like anyone or not to try and do it like anyone. And me and my director, we both were on the same page about this because Shondip Rai said, do not do it like anyone. You are not Shobbosati Chakraborty, you are not Soumitra Chatterjee. So you do not try to do it as Soumitra Chatterjee, do not try to do it as Shobbosati Chakraborty. Secondly, how was Feluda? No one knows how Feluda was, right? How
Hmm.
is Feluda supposed to be? If you see the predecessors, both stalwarts who have portrayed the role and have been both equally accepted, But then there are many Shobbosati Chakraborty lovers who don't like Soumitra Chatterjee as Feluda. And there
Of
are
course.
many more Soumitra Chatterjee Feluda lovers who do not like Shobbosati Chakraborty because they feel he is not like
True.
Soumitra Chatterjee. But it is practically impossible to be like someone else. So Shobbosati Chakraborty has done it his way. Soumitra Chatterjee has done it his way. But what everyone should ideally try to do is try to be the character as has been written in the book. So that was the only thing I tried to follow, that I'll try to play the character that is written in the book as per my interpretation of it and as per my behavior. So people say that this is how Feluda walks. How have you
Yeah.
seen? How does Feluda walk? How do you know how Feluda walks? You know how Soumitra Chatterjee walks. You know how Shobbosati Chakraborty walks. Today you know how Indraneil Sengupta walks. You do not know how Feluda walks. Feluda is an anime, is a sketch. You do
True.
not know how he walks. You only can know how he looks roughly because of the physical structure and the jaw structure and he's lean and he's physically fit and he's very sharp and he's very his brains and mogojastro and all that we know. So we try to follow that. But how did Feluda look? How did Feluda walk? How did Feluda sit? These are things that actors have to make their own from the understanding from the book. So that is what we have tried to attain. And I am thankful to Shondeep Rai that he has given me complete free hand to try and portray Feluda as I wish to. Of course, within the guidelines of Feluda. Now, I cannot become Captain Marvel trying to play Feluda. That is
Yeah, of
not
course.
possible. I have to play it within the mentioned vibe about Feluda. But I feel, Bengalis get too emotional about these characters because they feel they know these characters. They do not know. They know what they have seen. They do not know what they can. No one knows. No one knows. Honestly, no one knows. So Feluda has been written by this man, Satyajit Ray, and it's only written in a textbook. It is not on screen. So anyone who comes and plays a character that is written is up to the written guidelines and the interpretation of the character.
True.
So, no, I don't think anyone can own a character. Like, I mean, I know how it is. I know what Feluda is. I know what Bomkesh is. You don't know.
No.
It is
Of
your
course.
interpretation of the character. So that's what we felt that I should portray it as per the director's guidelines, but keeping it very natural and keeping it as organic as it comes to me. I think that has worked because it is not an attempt at trying to be anyone. Because I would have made a fool of myself if I would have tried to be like Shobhusha Chakraborty or like Soumitra Chatterjee. Like today, Daniel Craig is not trying to be Sean Connery when he plays James Bond. Daniel Craig
Of
plays
course.
James Bond as Daniel Craig would, right? If he
True.
tried to play it like Sean Connery, it would not work. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so you have played another very famous detective, Kiriti. Okay, so what was your approach in terms of the difference between these two characters?
No, Kiriti was completely Uh, honestly, I had never read Kiriti before. I was not even aware of the existence of Kiriti as a detective.
Okay,
Not to take away anything from the esteemed author, but uh, mm, uh, I was not aware of it. And when Kiriti was offered to me, that time I just went by the script. So I have not even read the whole omnibus of Kiriti. I have only read the movies that I have acted in. There's a couple
okay,
of movies that I had acted in. So I have only read those scripts and that to the script only, not even the book. And I have that time I absolutely went by my director's whatever path my director took me on. I went by that. So I can say that Kiriti doesn't have my interpretation of Kiriti because I have not read Kiriti. So
okay,
my whole understanding of Kiriti is how the director wanted me to see us to me to see Kiriti. But at least in Feluda, it is absolutely my interpretation and my way of, because I think I have always Feluda has been my hero, has been my dream role. So it is more a cherished role for me, and my understanding of Feluda is much more than any other detective character that I had played or could have played. Because I'll tell you, there have been a couple of offers of Bomkesh also in the past.
okay.
But yeah, but I could never see myself as Bomkesh. So if I ever saw myself as any detective character from Bengali literature, it was always Feluda. Kiriti I did because Feluda was not offered to me at a certain point of time. And then there was no other option. So I wanted to do a detective role. So at that point of time, coincidentally, Kiriti happened and I did Kiriti. But if I would have
Okay.
been offered Feluda, I would have never done anything other than Feluda.
Okay. So
Yeah. Yeah.
1920 is considered one of the cult horror movies. Please tell
Yeah.
us more about it.
It turned out to be a cult horror movie. I don't think any movie is made to be a cult. A movie is made to be just a good movie. So I think it was 2008 when we shot it. Vikram Bhatt decided to make a horror film with newcomers. Ada was new at that point of
Yes.
time. Rajneesh probably had done a couple of small things, or he was also new. I don't know, but I knew Rajneesh because of the modeling background. I didn't know Ada, and then it was me. I was also very not done too much work on big screen. So yeah, but I think the things fell into place. The characterization was very good of Mohan Kant, and the whole vibe of the location, the film's vibe, plus the look of the character, plus Vikram Bhatt is good at making horror films, you
Of
know that.
course.
So
Yes.
yeah, so he just it is a synergy. Things fall into place, and then they become more than the sum total of it. So it was like that. So even today, after Vikram has made so many horror films after that, but even today when I go out, people say nothing like 1920, nothing like
True, true.
1920. Yeah, so something worked. I don't know, but something really worked, and it was really spooky when Mohan Kant hangs and that whole look, and then when Ada's character climbs the walls and all, they're really
Oh.
scary shit. So lots of people told me that it was a very scary film. They had a problem sleeping after that and all. So yeah, I guess it connected. Sometimes some films connect. So it became cult, but I don't think it was intended to become a cult. But it is great that it has. I am glad that I was a part of
You can count me in that, like, got really scared after watching that movie.
it.
So you have done television, you have done movies, web, everything. So
Yeah.
how differently do you approach each medium?
See, as an actor, you don't approach different medium differently. As an actor, you want to only portray the character. But at times, what happens is a medium puts limitations. A medium ties you down at times, and some media are they give you a more liberty to creatively engage yourself more, and it's more satisfying. So for example, I say television is a huge industry today, and many careers have been built on television. And including mine also. I mean, the house and the car and all is thanks to
Mhm.
television. But what happens is, because of the format of television, where you have to almost churn out one episode per day because of the daily soap format, there is not much you can delve into it creatively because it doesn't have the luxury of time. So the scripts come, even you don't have scripts in advance. Mostly the scripts come on the day of the shoot. Like in the morning, you
Sure.
get the scenes. Sometimes you do not know what is the next scene. Sometimes the scenes come after lunch. It comes on your phone, or someone gets a Xerox copy of it and you mug up and it's very verbose as a medium. So there are huge lines you have to read. Mm, so yes, it prepares you as an actor in those contexts. Yes, it does that. You are very television actors are very good with lines. Sometimes film actors and OTT actors are amazed at how a television actor remembers so many lines because they have only been remembering lines. But at the same time, I feel television doesn't give you the luxury of time to internalize characters, to
Sure.
internalize situations. And what happens is you end up doing things superficially, delivering lines and expressing through external expressions like
Okay.
your anger, hatred, love, pain. Everything is very external. You are not feeling it within. So there is lack of truth in the performance, which when we go into a cinema or OTT is where it is not a very verbose medium. It's not so many dialogue where you know it's the depth of the character, the depth of the performance. It's in the eyes, it's in the slight smirk, it's in the twitch of the face. that certain things get expressed. And there I feel, um, if you are too exposed on television, you find it a little difficult to make that switch, because it's in a more real sense of human expression of emotions. Television is more projected in terms of expressing emotions. So that's where there is a difference. So I don't feel that uh, actor of one medium cannot act in another medium, but I feel the demand of the medium uh, at times is different, and it's a little tricky to be able to switch or to be able to adapt to the demand.
Sure.
And sometimes uh, it's sometimes most of the times there are a lot of people who are not ready for it, not ready for the next step, or not ready for the other language of expression of emotions. So that takes time. So that gets a little tricky.
So, do you believe there is the audience is slightly different for television and web series?
Absolutely. I don't know this, but we keep discussing that why television is like that. Because at times for television, there are many actors on television who are brilliant actors. And
Of
at
course.
times they get at times they get very frustrated at the kind of work they do, because they want to they have the ability to be a better actor, to perform better. Say for example, a television actor, when there's a scene of anger, like in a normal life scenario, you might not always scream when you are angry. You might just go quiet also. That is also anger. But
Yes.
television is not going to let you do that. Television will have you have to express that you are angry. You have to tell people that you are angry, right? So television usually tells you to act in a way that it is completely communicated to the audience what you are feeling.
Of
On the
course.
contrary, you should just feel, and the audience should see the feeling in you. Audience should see the feeling in you, audience should see the emotion in you, and understand that you are angry, or whether you are in love, or whether you are hating this person. But here you have to spell out that, listen, I am angry. Listen, I hate you. Listen, I am crying. I am so upset. Right. So, um, so that I think it's a two-way process. I think blaming the audience only is also not right, because देखिए, आप अगर दाल चावल खाते हैं, सो आपको अगर मैं दाल चावल ही देता रहूंगा तो आप दाल चावल ही खाते रहेंगे। और अगर आप बोलेंगे कि अरे उनको तो दाल चावल ही खाना है, बट यू आर ऑल्सो फीडिंग दाल चावल ओनली, नो,
Hmm,
यू आर
true.
नॉट फीडिंग एनीथिंग एल्स. You are not feeding me a pizza for me to know whether I like pizza or not. You have to feed me pizza, maybe one, not one time, 10 times for me to develop a taste for pizza. So after the 10th time of eating the pizza, I might say, yeah, I like pizza more than dal chawal.
True.
But I cannot be feeding you dal chawal every time saying that you want to eat dal chawal only. No, why should I risk a pizza?
Of
But
course.
how will the taste change? So it is also the cook's responsibility to feed something different, and not only the consumer's responsibility to tell you that I need something different. So that it's a two-way process, and yeah, I feel makers should take the responsibility to change things. It's just our television. I'm so sorry to say this, because I have been on television for a long time and I've done a lot of work. But even smaller countries than us have great television content, and we had great television content when I was growing up, when I was younger, much younger, when Doordarshan was doing television. That television content was as good or better than the OTT content of today. So
True.
where has that gone? Where has that gone? So it's sad that we are making this kind of content today.
Okay. So, who can forget Arnab Bakshi from Kahani? So, please tell us, how did Kahani happen to you?
Oh, that was again by chance, because I was doing a Bengali film in Calcutta that time, and then one of the line producers called me and then said, "Shuja Ghosh is making a Bengal Hindi film, but it's completely based in Bengal and in Calcutta, and they want you to play this role." So I went, and there were two roles that was being discussed, and although my initial interest was in the other role,
Okay.
but Shujoy felt that I would be better off as Milan Damji, and yeah, then it I can't say rest is history. It sounds very big, but yeah, that's how Milan Damji happened.
But it became history after that.
The whole film is history. It's a huge event in Indian cinema. I feel Kahani is a brilliant film, and
Very true.
again, it's such again Kahani. Good. I just feel extremely good films and brilliant films get made. They happen. You don't really design it. There is no formula to it. If you ask Shuja, the Shuja make another Kahani tomorrow, Shuja might find it very difficult because things get made.
Mhm.
Intention is to make a good film every time, but sometimes some films just something magical happens, and Kahani was that. It something magical happened about it. Everything just fell in. It was a superb film in terms of script, screenplay, performances, location, edit, music, direction. Everything was just right, and that's why Kahani is Kahani.
Audience were blown away with the movie.
Yeah, even we were blown away, man. When we saw the film, we were like, "Oh my God!" Like it was amazing.
Okay, so what is it like working with the legendary Rituparno Ghosh in Arekti Premier Golpo?
Oh, it was extremely humbling, and it was a great learning experience because Rituparno Ghosh was acting for the first time in RT Premier Golpo, and Rituparno Ghosh was known to be a director who was very good for actors because he could actually guide them really well in terms of their performances. They say I haven't landed upon Rituparno Ghosh other sets and all, but I have heard that he would act out scenes for a lot of female actresses, and they would follow what Rituparno Ghosh does to the T. So
Okay,
we all knew that he possessed acting abilities, which came to the fore during Arekti Premier Golpo, and I watched him and I learned a lot of things. I learned uh, uh, he was very good with this. Mixing business with the verbal parts of the scene in a very seamless way. So, which was something to learn from him. And he used to say that there is a shur in every scene. There is a rhythm
okay.
in every scene. Something is musical in every scene, and you need to catch that rhythm, which at that point of time probably I had never thought of. Like there is a musical rhythm to a scene also. But then gradually I understood it. So yeah, plus his dedication, plus he was creatively so gifted in every way. Like his writing, the kind of stuff he would talk, the kind of knowledge he had, plus his aesthetic sense regarding everything, regarding clothes, regarding even the throw on the sofa or the curtain. So his involvement in all that, he would bring aesthetics completely to the whole project. Although he was not the director, the director was Kaushik Ganguly. Although Kaushik Ganguly was directing the film, but Rituparno Ghosh had a lot of contribution in some other ways, like his performance definitely. Plus, with Chota Mota, this, that, and all, he would always have inputs, which I'm sure Kaushik also appreciated because anything good that any person can add, it really adds up for the film. So, RT Premier Golpo, I feel, is my favorite film in terms of the role and performance that I have done. Yeah,
It's a beautiful movie.
yeah, it is a beautiful film.
Okay, so Autograph and Misha Rahosho, two very
Hmm.
different roles with Srijit Mukherjee. So
Right.
please tell us more about it.
So, Autograph was Srijit's first film. So, yeah, Srijit came and narrated the story to me, and that just happened. And then Autograph became a huge film. Autograph was, I think, the best thing about Autograph was that again, great films get made. So everything fell into place in Autograph. Autograph, the music was excellent. So there was this guy Anupam Roy coming from nowhere. I mean, not coming from nowhere. He was, but in films he had not done anything. So Anupam Roy suddenly took the Bengali film industry by storm. By আমাকে আমার মতো থাকতে দাও and যদি কেড়ে নিতে বলো. So then Srijit with his direction, then the cast, then the whole Nayoker influence in the film. Everything worked. Plus, it released on a day when another huge, big commercial film had released with superstars.
Okay,
And yeah, and I mean, grab the limelight from there was something different altogether, because uh, that we like David and Goliath kind of a thing. So we are small, but then the film worked wonders. And I feel Autograph is a trend-setting film because this medium budget, very well made films with good script and good screenplay and good cast and performances and smart dialogues and good music. That kind of a package. Autograph was the first one. From Autograph, I think lots of people started doing those kinds of films. Many
Hmm.
did well,
Yes.
lots flopped, lots didn't do well because, again, as I said, the intention should be to make a good film. The intention should not be to make a hit film. So I don't think Autograph was made to be a hit film. It was made to be a good film. A good film can become a hit. So, yeah. So then many films were made on the same uh, uh, format as Autograph, trying to keep the budget constrained, but then trying to do lots work. Many worked, many more didn't work. But at least it opened the door for a different kind of cinema altogether, which was not completely running around trees and dancing on top of trains kind of commercial, but still they were commercial because they were getting business, they had entertainment, and even in spite of that, they were not nonsensical commercials. They were smart commercials, they were urban commercials, and they had great performances and great content, great story, great cinematography, music, uh, crisp dialogue. So yeah, I think Srijit did start that trend with Autograph, and it's a milestone in Bengali cinema.
Okay. So, do you have any certain guidelines or criteria before you decide to do a script? Basically, what do you
No,
see in a
actually,
script?
see, I'll tell you, I'm being very honest. I don't know about the superstars or the huge stars in Bollywood and Kolkata. How do they approach? But I don't think I am at that stage where I always get the chance to choose the kind of work I want to do, because it is my bread and butter. And I rarely do you get something which you like, oh my God, what a script. Oh my God, what a role. Mostly you get very average scripts and very average roles uh, where you get a decent amount of money and you have to accept it because that's how your kitchen is gonna run. So we do end up doing a lot of films which we know are not special, and we pray that it should be okay. Matlab, fair, it should become a decent film. Don't expect too much of those films, but they keep our kitchen running, and we have to do them. And then once in a while comes a script or a role which you feel, wow, man, this is good. Sometimes what happens is once you read a script and read the role, sometimes you don't even realize that it is that great. But when you do it, and by the time it gets over, then and when it releases and people start talking about it, and then you feel like, oh wow, like really, like for example, even Misha Ross show. Yeah. So when I did it, I knew there were a lot of things happening about the character. There were different looks, and the character had a kind of charisma, and Hani Al
Of course.
Qadi had a kind of presence. But I never thought that it will become so iconic. Like even today, little kids tell me Hani Al Qadi, Hani Al Qadi. Like today, I want people to call me Feluda, Feluda. Mostly people call me Feluda. Some people still call me Hani Al Qadi. So it is amazing that it has stood, withstood the test of time, and it is such a loved and appreciated character. But again, when I did it, I didn't know that it would become that big, but it has. So yeah, you never know at times. Sometimes you feel something is great, and then it completely fizzles out. So our industry is the most unpredictable industry, and that's the fun of it, honestly.
Okay. So you wanted to play Feluda. Now you are Feluda. So, is there any character right now in your mind which you want to play in future?
But no, I don't have any specific character to play in future because my dream role was that of Feluda in Bangla. In Hindi, I do not have any dream role, but as an actor, I'm always up for all kinds of roles, and the more challenging the roles, the better. But I do feel that there is a certain bracket of characters that I would want to portray, and I would want directors, the casting directors and filmmakers to cast me is. See, I'm an urban guy. I'm an educated guy, and there is a certain kind of educated air about me, and there is a certain kind of urban air about me. But
Sure.
I do not want that to be the limiting factor in my casting. I wish and I hope that filmmakers see beyond the Indraneil Sengupta who you know is very urban and very like মানে লেখাপড়া করা একটা urban ছেলে লোক sorry but I would want people to cast me in rural roles. I would want people to cast me in different economic strata of society.
Sure.
Not only always a software engineer or a foreign returned corporate or office going or businessman or a single malt sipping person. That is very obvious as a casting for me. It's very predictable. I would want someone to give me someone from the streets, someone very পাতি কলকাতার বাঙালি লোয়ার মধ্যবিত্ত বাঙালি I want them to or even poor or even some rural from Purulia or from because I understand that they don't see that in me but I'm an actor make me do it
Of
it
course.
might be more interesting because when you have predictable casting, someone who looks like a certain character, it's predictable. But when you bring in someone who doesn't look like the first choice for that character, that person brings in a different flavor to it. That person brings in a very unpredictable, uh, um, um, unexpected flavor to the character, which works. So I would really want people to cast me in those kinds of roles, even in Hindi and Bengali. I want to break out of the economic strata that they cast me in, or the educational strata, or the urbanized man that they usually cast me for and make me or make me play a weak character, extremely weak,
Sure.
extremely so that would be nice if they
Okay, so from Srijit Mukherjee to Kaushik Gangli to Sandeep Ray, you have worked with the best of Bengali cinemas. So, what was your
right.
greatest learning?
Greatest learning is that script is the king. Script is the king. It does. I really don't think that if you have a weak script, then anyone can save you. And not even a great director can do anything with a bad script. Not even the best of actors can salvage something which is written badly. So the writing is the most essential. And once you have a good script and good dialogue and good scenes, then you feel so empowered as an actor also as a director also because you know that I have gold and I can turn it into diamond. So then as an actor also I feel, oh my god, what a scene, oh my god, what are the dialogues that I'm saying, and then you feel empowered to give more of yourself, and the characterizations are great because it's written so well. So writing is all that matters, and nothing else. So I now really crave for something which is really well written, and but it is very rare. Good writing is very rare. We really get very less well written scripts or characters because it's a tough job to write well. It's a tough job. Yeah.
Okay, so please tell us about your upcoming projects.
Upcoming projects, there was Mithya that was on Z5. We did first season, so now we have just finished shooting for it, the second season. Then I have done a role in Ajay Devgan Productions film called Ma,
Okay,
which has Kajol as the protagonist, and I have done a very important Bengali film called Puraton, which is directed by Shumon Ghosh, and it has Rituparno Gupta, me, and Sharmila Tagore is coming back
oh
to
wow.
the Bengali films after a long time. Yeah, so really looking forward to it. Then I have another film with Rituparna, called Goodbye Mountains, but I'm not
Okay,
too sure when it is gonna release. Uh, Hindi Broken News to just released. Feluda also released. Oh, I have an independent film that is very interesting again. which has Kirti Kulhari, Sharif Hashmi, myself, and Monica Dogra. So
Okay.
that is another film I'm really looking forward to. It felt like it was shaping up to be a good film. So let's see how that goes. And yeah, and we are always talking about something or the other. If anything works out, great. So it's like that.
Okay, so lastly, what would be your word of advice to the aspiring actors?
To the aspiring actors, I would say it's a very big statement that I'll make. Okay, very Gyani statement. I feel, uh, people, aspiring actors. I understand that they work very hard towards the art of to the craft of acting. So they do a lot of reading about acting. They do a lot of they watch a lot of YouTube videos, and they go for acting classes, and they want to do theater because everyone says do theater. If you want to become an actor, do theater. And they read autobiographies of great actors, like they'll read Pacino, and they'll read Marlon Brando, and then they'll read, Stanislavski and all. Great, but I feel that this is because I am also older, so I have understood this over a period of time, that your acting grows as you grow as a human being.
Sure.
So if you do not grow as a human being, you cannot be stagnant as a human being and become a better actor. It is not possible. So as you grow as a human being, as you become better as a human being, as you become richer as a human being, your acting, the craft also gets richer. It's more fuller. You have various aspects that that get added to the repertoire that you had because of your experiences. And experiences are not essentially something that you have physically experienced.
Sure.
You could be experiencing a lot of things just by reading, or also you could be experiencing a lot of things by watching something good or by hearing. So so I feel that as all the aspirants should keep trying to enrich themselves in various ways. Like they should uh, uh, try eating different kinds of foods, expose themselves to different kinds of foods, should travel. Traveling doesn't mean you need money to travel all around the world.
Of
Traveling could
course.
be anywhere. Travel, meet people, interact with more people, observe more people, as you say, observation. Reading is a great habit. Reading, I mean, you can know the entire world without having stepped out of your house by just reading. Reading really enriches you, and watch good cinema. Uh, I understand that at certain age, there is a certain kind of cinema that doesn't seem appealing. So I also, at one point of time, only wanted to watch entertaining cinema, and I didn't like anything else. But then, everything is a process. Once you subject yourself to good cinema, I'm saying the word subject yourself to because initially, this cerebral cinema, it's difficult to take. You do not
Of course.
understand, and you find it boring and slow and irritating at times. But then subject yourself to it, expose yourself to that cinema, and as you keep watching, then you will get used to it, and then you will develop a taste for it. Then you'll understand what good cinema is: the making, the performances, the silences, the minimalistic performances of the great actors. And then you will not like what you are usually liking or originally liking. So you have to keep growing as a human by uh, exposing yourself to various kinds of things and be open to everything. There is no even today, I feel that I love absolutely European art house cinema as much as I love, say, Raja Babu or Govinda. So you need to have that spectrum because a good cinema is a good cinema. Good cinema is nothing about intellectual cinema or massy cinema. Massy cinema is also good cinema, intellectual cinema is a good cinema. But you should have that sense of understanding uh, and develop the taste where you can absorb every kind of thing and you can enjoy every kind of thing and watch movies as viewers. Don't watch movies as a cinema student all the time, because I feel that lots of people watch cinema as, in our industry especially, we watch cinema from a very technical point of view, but I think then we do not understand or enjoy cinema as much. We should watch a cinema like viewer. and let it touch us, not always try to figure out what is the technicalities happening.
Okay, I would like to extend my last question by asking you, has the distance between Mumbai and Kolkata has decreased, like Bollywood and Tollywood, because of so much of opportunities for the aspiring actors?
Yes, yes, of course. So I'm not from Calcutta. I have never been from Bengal. I've never lived in Bengal. So that's a misconception people have about me, that I am from Bengal and I'm a
Okay,
Bengali actor. I'm not. So I spent my schooling and college from Ahmedabad, and I've been living in Bombay for the last 24, 25 years. So I started doing Bengali films much later, when I was already working in Bombay, and then suddenly I started getting offers for Bengali films, and then I started doing. So I go to Calcutta, shoot, and come back. So I don't
okay,
stay in Kolkata. My parents also stay in Bombay, so it's not that we have family there and all that. So, but I have done quite a few Bengali films. So there is a notion that I am from Bengal, but I am not. Uh, Distance, not only for Calcutta, distance have, because see, today the casting industry is very organized. You have all these casting directors, and they are not looking at only people in Bombay. They are looking at people from all over the country. They're looking at people from all over the world, actually. So you see any of these OTT platform work, or national, I'm talking about national OTT platform work or cinema. Suddenly you will see some guy or some girl who's brilliant, and you have not seen this person anywhere, and you're like wondering, where has this person come from? So probably someone is from Jharkhand, probably someone is from Pondicherry. So the casting scenario is very dynamic today. It's absorbing people from everywhere. So today you do not, पहले होता था ना कि बॉम्बे में जाके struggle करना पड़ेगा. I don't think it is the case today. You don't really have to physically come down to Bombay. Everything is online now. Even auditions are happening from home. People are giving self tests, and then if people get selected, they are flying down, coming here, working, going back home. So that's a great thing. I feel this whole risk of having to move bag and baggage to Bombay and then try your luck, and then you never know if you fail. So that thing has gone completely out of the scenario now. They're reaching out to interiors and picking up talent. So if you are a good actor, and if you really enjoy acting as a craft, really enjoy acting. So there are two ways of approaching our profession. I think a huge percentage of that of the population who are interested in our field of work are interested because of the fame and popularity
fame.
of it, and because of the money associated with it. But then there is a very genuine section of people also who are interested in the craft, are interested in acting and putting out their performances in front of people, and letting people know what they're capable of. And forget about letting people know. Some are not even interested in the validation. They want themselves to enjoy the craft. Those are the most genuine people. So for them, the world is now a playground. It's like any day you might get a call. So keep working hard, and keep the faith, because today everyone is being absorbed from everywhere else. So I feel it's a great time to be an actor.
Okay, thank you so much that you took out this
Thank
time
you.
for us. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you. See
Thank
ya. Bye bye. Bye.